What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit a million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
Denim is in demand at Plato's Closet in West Ashley and North Charleston. Get cash on the spot for everything denim. Bring in your trendy and classic styles of gently used name brand denim. Get paid for your denim shorts, skirts, jackets, jeans, and more. We're looking for denim that is blue, black, or a bold color, and jeans in styles like mom jeans, bootcut, baggy, flared, and ripped. We want everything denim. Sell your denim for cash at Plato's Closet today. Plato's Closet, located in West Ashley on Sam Rittenberg Boulevard and North Charleston on Rivers Avenue.
Hashtag no music, no intro. Another episode of Hashtag Saints Twitter Podcast. And we may not have on the field activities are going on. We might not be getting those observations, but there's been a lot of Saints pressers, media availability. They brought in Drake Kirkpatrick, cornerback free agent, for a visit. So there's enough for us to talk about in terms of like just our takeaways from things that we've learned in like this very short period of time of OTAs happening. So, I mean, I guess we can start. Let's start with Drake Kirkpatrick. Can we just get a cornerback, Ryan? Yeah. Just one.
Right. I don't care who it is, man. Like, this is okay. I saw that they were bringing him in for a visit. I was like, okay, sign him. Like, I don't care. It's like, and they haven't even signed him yet, so it's like, I don't.
Yeah, and then Josina Anderson, like tonight, tweeted because someone had like added her like an update, and she's tweeted that I retweeted. Visit went well, communication's good. The sides are still talking. But there's another team that has interest. Whatever. Whatever. Just because I'll say this, bro. If we go into week one, and if it's P-Rob on the outside against Alan Lazard, it may be DeMonte Adams. We don't know if Marshawn Lattimore might get suspended. Like, we don't know.
We still don't know.
I'm just saying, bro. Like, if the season starts like off like that,
and it's like they know they have to sign somebody, but it's
somebody.
I mean, they just got under the cap. Shout out to Kyle Harley. Boy, that boy is a whole dog out there.
Just beast out in this bitch, like, bro.
He pulling shit out the CBA bylaws that I don't like. I'm like, what the fuck?
And so
I didn't know you could do that.
So explain to the listeners, because you sent it to me and I read it and I was like, damn. So just explain what they did with Marshawn Lattimore's contract so they could sign the rookie class.
So, I mean, basically, okay, Marshawn Lattimore was on the 5th-year option. He was supposed to get, 10, 11 million this year? Something like that. So it was basically he was on a 1 year, almost like a franchise tag. Almost, but it's a 5th-year option. And so that's how much it's against the cap, about $10 million. So what they did was they tacked on like 4 what I call ghost years.
Or ghost years, void years.
Voidable years. So once the new league year comes next year, in January or whatever, February, the contract those 4 years are immediately voided. And that $10 million was spread out across those 4 years. So they basically write him a check this year as a signing bonus, and it creates that space. So now they have like $9 million in cap space, and he's going to be basically like $1 million against the cap, and it creates $9 million against the cap space. Now next year, once it all rolls up in multiple years, we're going to pay for that. But I'm sure their plan is to extend him and get all that covered. Now, what was interesting today that Phil Yates put out is to do that voidable those extra 4 years in the contract. It was like for $120 million, even though he's not going to get paid that. It was for like $120 million, $30 million a year or whatever. They did that because in the CBA or whatever, you can't sign the player to a contract twice in the same league year unless you pay him more. You can't. How can I say it? You can't pay him more than what you signed him for. You know what I'm saying? So they had to do $120 million because they know they're not going to pay him more than $120 million. So if they do extend him at some point this season, it's going to be under that number. That's why they couldn't do that's why they couldn't spread $10 million across 4 years and just say $15 million and just spread it across. They had to make like a big stupid number. And if you remember, like when Taysom Hill signed his extension, everybody was like, "Oh, he's getting $140 million over 5 years or whatever." Well, no, he was never going to get that. We kind of thought it was kind of like a troll, and it probably was kind of a troll, but it was also to say like, "Hey, this is like, if we need to re-sign him again, we can. We can't do it because you can't re-sign a player the same year to another contract and pay him under what you have him contracted for, or over what you have him contracted for." So it's just some weird little cap dynamics that they're pulling. That is like, man,
bro, they going deep in the playbook, bro.
I haven't seen anybody else do that shit. Anybody, bro. So that's dope, man. Everybody's wondering about, damn, how they gonna sign? They need to extend Lattimore, Ramczyk. They got to do something to get under the cap so we can sign all the rookie class. And tweet just came out of nowhere yesterday. Entire class has been signed.
What? Bro, shout out to our dude Rob on Twitter. Had me dying because he said the rookie class got played with us Bucks, nigga.
For real. But you know what? I love that shit because one of my pet peeve is the
bro. I'm glad you talked about it.
Pro Football Talk or NFL.com. Schefter, so and so has signed his rookie deal. It's like, who gives a shit? Like, okay, I could see a report that so and so has signed their draft class, but I don't need to know if the second round pick has agreed to a contract. Like, it's already written. It's pre-written. It's a rookie wage scale. Is the only reason, if it's a story, the only way it's a story if there's a holdout and like a top 15 pick is haggling over some kind of contract
offset
language or some shit. Okay, that's a story, and that's not even a story till like around training camp. You know what I'm saying?
Like, I think the last biggest one was it Roquan Smith?
Was it Roquan Smith?
Yeah. Yeah, Bosa.
I remember Bosa held out for a while. Like, Bosa
yes.
actually held out.
Yes.
But, it's like, come on, man. Like, I don't want to hear about that shit. I don't care if, pick number 23 agreed to contract in June. I don't give a fuck. Don't need it. That's like the bottom of a story. But, it's a pet peeve. Who cares?
So we'll address Saints things, but you brought up the cap situation and the cap space, and I feel like we got to talk about it. So we talked about the Julio Jones thing in the episode, and that finally went down this past Sunday. She was traded to the Titans for a second-round pick and a fourth-round pick, and it's just it's kind of weird. Like Julio's not a Falcon anymore. Like we just sit and just think about it. It's like, damn, like Julio ain't a Falcon. Like, as a Saints fan, like, I love it. But then, like, also as a Saints fan, it's like, man, like, those were the only two games that Marshawn Lattimore got up for.
I know. I swear I thought about that today. I was like, damn, that's 2 less games. And it was funny because Lattimore said this person today, he's like, yeah, he is going to miss Julio. He's going to miss him. I'm like, damn.
But we kind of talked about a lot on the episode, but he teams with AJ Brown, Julio, Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill. I just love the idea, if you, again, weapons, right? Weapons, bro. Like, this is an offensive league. Like, they lost.
And that's a defensive coach, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. And then from the Falcons' perspective, like, some people are like, there are tweets coming out like saying like the cap really didn't have anything to do with it, and like, if the Falcons wanted to, they could have maneuvered and did something with the cap to keep Julio, and this was strictly based on him not wanting to be there. But like, I think fans realize that, like, unless Julio was threatening to pull like an Aaron Rodgers and say like unless I'm traded, like, I'm not going to play, like, they could have just been like, no, we're going to restructure the cap and we're going to give it the all in. It's going to be you, Calvin Ridley, Kyle Pitts, and we're going to see what we got. And then after that, we'll cook. So like, I just want to get away from like they had to trade him. No, they did not.
No, they did not.
Let's stop.
They did not. Altbrier wrote a little piece about it. Said, like, he talked about how this kind of was coming to a head for years because, there was some little kerfuffle a couple of years ago, like 2019, and they paid him some more money and all that stuff. But and then apparently then once Dan Quinn was out the door, Dan Quinn was apparently his guy, and he was like, oh, well, I'm ready to go now. I don't want to hear none of that shit. Like, they could have figured out a way to make this work out. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, they really didn't want to make it work. Like, they was just like, nope. New regime, ready to move on. He's ready to get out. We're not dealing with this anymore. Moving on from Julio. So I'm just saying, like, me personally, if I was Terry up in there and I'm just coming in there, I want to look good my first year. I want my first year as a GM. I want to at least say, okay, we did something. Like, okay, maybe the team isn't built to win the Super Bowl this year, but look, we're gonna put up some offensive points.
It's gonna be historic. Like, it's gonna be get your popcorn ready, to quote T.O., bro. Like, it's gonna pop off on offense.
Or if that's not what you're gonna do, you're picking 4th overall.
You gotta take a quarterback, bro.
Let's reset the whole thing. Then it's like, then I would have understood it. Like, if they traded Matt Ryan, traded Julio, and just said roster reset, we starting over. I'd be like, okay, they rebooting that fucker. They getting draft picks. They stocking up and ready to get that thing going in the next 2 years. Respect. I would have fully respected that shit. But now they doing like this kind of, but we're gonna,
What's the vision?
What's the vision? It's like,
come on.
I would say between Saints, Falcons, and the Carolina Panthers, I have the same question. Like, what is the vision here? Tampa Bay, we know what they doing. Like, they just turning it back, running it back. That's what they do. Everybody else is like, what's the vision? What's going on here?
What's the vision? I mean, in a way, to a lesser degree, I think a little bit you can ask yourself that to a lesser degree, but like on the Broncos as well. But here's the thing, man. I just appreciate teams going in. Like the Rams, I fuck the Rams forever, and I will 100% always make fun of them for their lack of draft picks. But like, they are a very top-heavy team, with little depth, but they still go in. They got Jalen Ramsey, they got Brandon Cooks at one point. They traded for Matthew Stafford. Like, they go in, bruh. Yeah. The Seahawks, who have DK, Tyler Lockett, drafted Dwayne Eskridge, we're still in maybe talks and maybe trying to get Julio.
Still trying to get him,
the Niners. Like, So, but then it's like we getting pressures where like Trey, like we got Traquan next to MT, like, and I like Traquan, right? Like, I'm not trying to like besmirch Traquan.
I get it.
Or make him sound like a bum or anything like that. But it's just like
that's a WR2 motherfucker like that. He got his little fucking barrettes in his head, man. I'm like, man, look at Traquan. But you know, I tell you what, man. Like since the What's the Vision podcast, and after this week, I've kind of settled down. You know, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to look at, you know, not going to compare them to other teams, but just they did go through a lot this offseason. Your Hall of Fame quarterback retired. You're coming off a pandemic year, and your cap, I mean, their cap situation was hellacious, man. Like it
rough.
Like, I mean, if you remember, like all the stuff that was written about it by everybody, it was like, what or how can they survive this? And it came out pretty good, bro. It's like after that move they did yesterday with the Lattimore shit, and you know, it's like, damn. I mean, you know, yes, there are some holes on the roster that they got to fill, but I'm like, they did a pretty good job, man, of just trying to work that shit out. You know, would there have been some other things I would have rather them do? Absolutely, like no question about it. But just overall, the cap Olympics that they had to pull, man, that was shit, bro. That was some shit, man. Like we had talked about it. Like I was pretty much sure that P-Rob was going to be gone. Latavius Murray, I was pretty sure was going to be out of there.
I mean, let's wait on. I mean, the only reason I say P-Rob's still on the team right now is because they don't got nothing else behind him right now, bro.
P-Rob ain't going nowhere, bro.
Nowhere, bro. They can't.
He's making what, $3 million? Like if you cut P-Rob, you're going to sign somebody else. So it's like P-Rob ain't going
nowhere.
Who else? What's the fucking guy? Shit, it disappeared out of my head. But anyway, I just thought they were going to. Marcus Williams. Remember the whole question was like, who do they bring back? Marcus Williams.
Yep.
How they bring? Got him on a franchise tag. They still hadn't extended Ramczyk or Lattimore. According to Underhill, he's saying they're already working. They're talking with Ramczyk right now. Like they're going back and forth. So you know, wouldn't be shocked to see that get done. Lattimore, we'll see. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Speaking of Lattimore, man, like that dude, bro.
Let's want to talk about his presser real quick?
That dude, man. I'm like, you know, I love, like, here's the thing. Cornerbacks, you must have extreme confidence. Extreme confidence.
Extreme.
I mean, it got to be stupid. It got to be stupid confidence. Because just the nature of the position, man.
You can't play the position and not have confidence in yourself, bro.
Impossible. But, bro, like, he talking about, you know, people running with that whole inconsistent thing. I think they just took that narrative and ran with it. I'm like, bruh, it's like you created the narrative. Like, what are you talking about?
Like your play created this. Like
not only his play, but he's like admitted to it. He's like, yeah, sometimes I lose focus and I need to, I don't get up for the lesser wide receivers. It's like, yeah, it's not like media creation, bro. Like we've seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody on the planet doubts the skill of Marshawn Lattimore. Like we know he is a top level cornerback when he's on.
Yes.
But the fact that we have to add that qualifier of when he's on is the problem. Like
that's the problem. Yes.
You don't have to say Revis was good when he was on.
Nope.
You know, you don't have to say that shit. So, and we know that he has that ability. I mean, he was defensive rookie of the year. We know he has that ability to be like a top 5 shutdown corner, and we just want to see it like through a whole season, bro. Just do it. And like you are on your 5th year option, man. Like you should have done it last year, but I mean, damn.
Speaking of a guy that, man, you know when like a movie's about to get released, right? And like all these reviews are coming out for this movie, like hyping it up. Like it's just like it's good, right? But like, if you read the reviews, like they're not really saying anything like in depth about the movie. It's just like all this fluff. Man, I feel like we are getting that with Marcus Davenport right now, bro.
Like, the light bulbs come on. He's taking a look at his mental health. Like, did he listen to our last podcast? Listen to Shavonda.
Shavonda maybe got him to understand some things. Shit.
Oh man. Also, yeah, that's been funny, bro. Like I saw Dennis Allen said the light bulb came on for him. Cam Jordan pumping him up. He was like, he had to. Marcus Davenport said to the media that he had to take a look at himself and self-analyze. And he felt last year he was pressing too much and all that stuff. I don't know.
Bro, other Ryan who hooked us up with the Shavonda, whoever the sport psychologist contact you have, we got to get her on, bro. Because we got some questions, bro.
Got questions, man.
It just seemed like this hype. Like, again, anyone who's listening to this is not us rooting for him to fail.
At all.
But, like, I just feel like it's just this press tour, and it's just all these tropes about him. Like, all these tropes and cliches. And it's like, at the end of the day, like, fuck a trope, fuck a cliche, go out on the football field and dominate and make plays. Because that's it. That's it, bro.
That's it. And look, I mean, to his credit, I mean, he's being asked questions by the media, and he has to answer them. You know what I'm saying? And he knows, like, he is reading the tweets. He sees them. I've read his comments over the offseason. I know he's seeing what people say. I've seen a retweet or two. So I know he is feeling.
Bro, if he doesn't see a retweet or two, that means he doesn't see all them retweets,
bro. And
who just reads one retweet?
Nobody. Especially when it's your name,
Yeah, right.
So, and I think about that sometimes. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little sensitive to it. I'm like, I think about players and like, having to read your own shit, people criticizing you, and we don't know what he's going through.
This is true.
That's
why Pete got it. Pete got it right, bro. Pete got that locked account, bitch.
Pete locked it up. Pete locked it up.
Say whatever you want about him on the field. Tweet about him. He's like, fuck this shit.
Pete say, I don't need you heathens in my life.
And I will say this, right? If you are a NFL, I don't care what player you are, NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, there's probably not a worse fan base that you could go to than the Saints Twitter. Not that we don't love our players, but like if you are ass or you are inconsistent or if you're not playing up to standards, I couldn't. I'm trying to put myself in their shoes. Like, bro, we are ruthless. Like, let's just be.
It's ruthless, bro.
We are a ruthless bunch. We're hilarious, fucking hilarious, but we are ruthless. And so, to that point, I can't imagine mentally, getting back to our mental health episode, mentally what that could do to a person, right? Like,
right.
It can't be fucking healthy, right? Like, shit, seeing hundreds of fucking people just drag your name through the mud probably really fucking sucks. But on the flip side, like, it's you have a job, right? You're an athlete. You're expected to produce, and if you don't produce, like, you're getting paid X amount of dollars, like a shit ton. Like, what is his 50-year option tag? $9 million, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, So if those expectations aren't being met, like, of course that's going to come with criticism. And I hope he has a good season. I really do.
I really do, man. It was like, when he said we talked about how he pressed last year and how he focused on getting sacks. It made me recall what Kevin, a dude, Kevin Washington. He said on one of his podcasts, he was saying, and I remember the clip he's talking about. It was like the second Carolina game last year, and we were beating the shit out of them. I think they had their backup quarterback in, and he was so close to a sack and he missed it. I think Trey Henderson got it or somebody else, but he was so close, and he let out this scream like fuck, like he was just so pissed. MD, he was so pissed. And you could just see it in his face, just that disappointment in itself. Like, damn, like, man, I'm just trying to get my numbers up. You know what I'm saying? Because the sacks was low, and you could just see he was trying to finish the regular season strong and get his numbers up. And, Kevin Washington pointed it out, and I was like, man, I saw that shit too. And it didn't really occur to me that what was going on. So I could absolutely see that he probably was pressing last year. But look, man, it's like, man, we professionals now, bro. This is you going into your 4th year in the NFL. Like, it's time to throw all that shit out, man. Study the tape.
Yeah.
Learn all the mechanics to the game. Bring your A game. Be in shape. Get yourself healthy and go out there and ball. You know what I'm saying? It's like
that's it, bro.
That's it, man. It's like,
because if not, you're not going to be on the team much longer. Like,
right.
That's just real.
Not going to be on the team, bro. And it's like, you at some point you just got to check yourself. It's like, what do you find important? You know what I'm saying? Like, if NFL is not important to you, that's completely fine. Like,
cool.
You've made money and you could live a nice life without it. You know what I'm saying? And that's completely fine. Like, we all have choices. But, you can't try to play both sides of it. Because if you're going to play, you got to be in it, So I just hope whatever it is that he needs to tap into, I hope he taps into it. Because, I mean, look, he's physically talented. We know that. It's no question about it. Nobody has ever said he can't play, like he's physically not good. Nobody has ever said that. But it's all the other stuff that go into being an NFL player.
I mean, again, like before the season, last season, we had Baldy on. And, like, there was, before last season, like, there was a lot of, like, this was going to be his breakout year.
This is it. That was it.
Our friend, Greg Rosenthal, always been a big fan of Marcus Davenport. And Baldy, like, came on the pod and was like, he got to produce. Like, he's stiff.
Baldy said, it's time to start him to beating some tackles. That's what he said. He said, it's time for Marcus Davenport to start beating some NFL tackles. Just beating them. Like, you straight up. You know what I'm saying? And we've seen it here, a little snap here and a little snap there. But I'm talking about bringing that pressure, You got to bring that pressure. So we'll see, bro, But they got, two first 2.0 up in that motherfucker.
Oh. I mean,
his smiling ass is a smiling ass little dude, man.
Smiling
ass nigga.
Cam Jordan called him Marcus Davenport Jr. today, and I was like, oh. Because I saw some tweets. I saw some tweets after the draft that said, comparing Peyton Turner to Marcus Davenport is lazy analysis. It was on my timeline, Ryan. Oh, sorry. It was on my timeline because the person that said it, I don't follow. So it was retweeted on my timeline. And I'm like, what? Like, just blew my mind that. And then a person who plays defense on the same position literally called that man Marcus Davenport.
2 years.
I don't know, bro. Make it make sense. I don't know. Maybe
eyes don't lie, bro. I mean, come on, just put the two players together. And I mean, people are so stupid. It's not saying that Peyton Turner is going to have the exact same career as Marcus. No, it's not like that. It's projections as college players. They were extremely similar, physically and production wise.
And like aesthetically.
aesthetically, like just looking at him, it's like that looks like two firsts.
Like even their gear, like they're like
everything, man.
Like they took two firsts, fucking went to Kenosha and cloned that man.
And it's funny because it's like they did like the opposite of what you would think, because you would think they'd be like, oh, we drafted this player, he didn't work out. Let's get
the antithesis and fuck the exact contrast. Let's go get
anti-two first.
Yeah, Aziz Al-Jalari. Like
right.
I don't know. Like nope.
We want the exact same player.
Them nigga says hit me at the fucking blackjack table, bro. Double down,
man. Go hit once.
Fucking casino, bro. Never again will I fucking. Let's talk about something that you and I have picked up on, and I've been like reading some like the quotes from the presser and things. Well, I want to save Jameis for last. Let's talk about our dude, or as our friend of the pod, Joey Plague likes to call him, #bonfire. Can we talk about Zach Baun? Because I said this as soon as Pete Warner was drafted. Like, I have no fucking clue where fucking Zach Baun is going to play on this defense. So then, we're told today that, Sean Payton says that, okay, so now he's going to be a will. He's competing at the will spot. And then Dennis Allen, today was talking about, he was doing well in training camp last season. I'm paraphrasing this. And then he got injured, and he missed a week, and that set him behind and learned the position. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I tweeted it. I could be wrong, right? I may very well be wrong. But if Zach Baun is traded or cut before week 1, I would not be shocked one bit.
I mean, that would be bad, bro. That would be bad. And, there's such a history of this. I mean, going back to, Rob Ninkovich, it's like these players, they just don't know what to do with. And it's, okay, he was, about 70% of pass rush in college. Did some drops. They draft him. Immediately say he's going to be a Mike. Oh, okay. It's weird. Okay, we'll see. So he gets to camp, doesn't do much in camp, gets dinged up a little bit, but, he's healthy most of camp. Non-existent during this, early part of the season. Comes on the field sometimes as a Sam, as sort of like a, as a extra linebacker at times. Even when Anzalone gets hurt, doesn't play. Saints went out and traded for Quan Alexander to play Will just because Anzalone sucked. It's like, meanwhile, Baun right there. So they didn't, it didn't occur to them then, like, hey, let's try him at Will. They obviously thought at that time, like, he can't play. And now it's like, okay, we're going to try him at Will because there's nobody else there to really pencil in. It's like, I don't know, man.
So they said, let's not try this linebacker that we drafted in the 3rd round and potentially was going to be content with drafting in the 1st round. Let's not put him in the game. I feel like I'm going to get back on the What's the Vision fucking pod again, bro. Just let that man rush. Can he rush?
But he doesn't meet their pass rush prototype. That's why I compared him to Tez Wilson. It wouldn't shock me if next year they have him gain like 15 pounds and just have him at DE. Because remember they tried that with Tez. They tried Tez at Mike. They tried him as like a pass rushing linebacker. Then they just had him like just try to just be a fucking defensive end. Like just be a defensive. He couldn't do none of it. And they got rid of him. But he was like super athletic at least. Baun is like he's a slightly above average athlete. So it's like, I don't know what I'm getting here. Like, what am I getting? What? There's no real twitch. He's not a twitchy athlete.
Like at least like Tez was like athletic.
That's what I'm saying. Like he was like a top notch athlete at least. Like you say, okay, he's fast and he's moves well. That's about it. But with Baun, it's like, okay, you slightly above average athlete, not really fast. Like what am I getting here? Like what?
And now you're asking him to play a position that he didn't really play a lot of.
I'm playing wheel linebacker, man.
Oh, but you know where he played it at though. Played at the Senior Bowl. You know how they love their fucking Senior Bowl,
bro. I could just see it. I could just look at him. Oh, watch him chase that guy down. And he could do that. Like he could do that. Like he could chase guys down. I watched him like a few snaps he had last year. Like he would chase the guy down. He made I don't think he missed a tackle, maybe one tackle at most. Because he does that, but it's like, okay, it's like, what are we getting here? So it's just one of those. I mean, look, we could be wrong. He could come in, figure out the playbook, find his spot. But I just like when I see him, I don't say like, this is gonna be a good wheel linebacker. Like I don't see that. I just never like when we looked at him last year before we even drafted him, and I never thought like, man, this is a good will linebacker to put back next to DeMario. And then you could say, okay, well, maybe he's going to be a Mike and when we move on from DeMario. But that's like, maybe 2 years from now, maybe a year from now, 2. I mean, he's not stepping in and being DeMario.
And then, we talked about this after the draft. Like, the Saints and with their defense, they don't when they're in sub, like sub is the new base for almost every fucking NFL team. Teams aren't strolling out with 4 threes. You know what I'm saying? No. Teams ain't strolling out with 3 linebackers anymore. It just doesn't happen.
It's 2
backers. And they just drafted Pete Warner in the 2nd round. So, right. I want.
If you just told me to put money on it, me put money on it, and if they don't bring anybody else in, it's gonna be DeMario and Pete Warner.
Easy. Easy.
Maybe they'll sub in what's the Hanson or whatever. They'll sub in some other guys here and there.
Chase Hansen, Caton Ellis,
Craig Robinson. I'm sorry, folks. Craig Robinson going.
I don't think he's on the team anymore, bro.
Craig Robinson gone?
I think his contract expired and they didn't bring him back. Pretty sure.
Are you fucking serious, man? That dude had a lifetime contract, man.
Pretty sure, bro. I might be wrong, but I don't think he's with the team anymore.
Man, hold on. I'm looking at it up.
Right. I gotta pull it up right now.
Because I swear he had a lifetime contract, man.
Like I think last year was like his final year, and like they just didn't bring him back.
Fucking Craig Robinson, the comedian, always come up first. Yep, currently a free agent, man. He'll be back. Bring it back.
I'm talking about that man like he an STD or something. Like, he coming back. Like, don't worry.
August, go get that $1 million. We need him for the locker room locker room videos and shit, man. That dude be.
Can we talk about this, bro? So this only makes sense like with the visual, but like, can you tell me why? Like, you sent me that picture of Pete Warner signing his contract, right? I just got so annoyed, and then somehow on my timeline, I don't know if it was retweeted or what, but like the Dolphins post like a picture of them signing fucking Jalen Phillips. First of all, they don't look like they are even they even play the same sport, bruh. First of all, right? Second of all, why do the Dolphins use like that black 4K camera?
Oh man.
and like the Pete Warner pic was like a razor photo, bro.
Razor photo.
What is this what I can expect?
Man. Pete Warner looked like he worked at fucking, I don't know, work at fucking walk-ons or some shit.
So at least in Texas is still like this. I don't. It's not like this in California at all. But like, if you go to a grocery store in Texas, at least in Lubbock, you know, they'll still walk your groceries out to your car, right? And put them in your car or whatever. And Pete Warner looks like the type of person that walks groceries to someone's car.
He just looks like just a regular guy, man. Like, I don't know, man. Like, this dude is supposed to be the beast of our linebacking core. I don't know, man. Like, I'm starting to buy into Pete Warner just because of Baun. I'm pretty much like Team Warner now. I'm like,
yeah, like it's gonna be him. Like, and we just gotta hope we're wrong. Like, right. One thing I will say that I do think, as much as we have shit on Pete Warner, and I swear, I hope to God he does not listen to this podcast. But one thing I will say is that I do think, in terms of compared to Anzalone, I do feel like the coverage, to a degree, will be better. Because I do think that's a strength of his coverage abilities. Now,
right. And it's not coverage like, oh, he's just gonna man up. No, it's like
no.
He's gonna. I'm gonna say the phrase I hate, but he's gonna be where he's supposed to be.
Yes, and Anzalone did not do that. So that that might be enough in terms of whatever. Now in the run game or like making like impactful plays,
I don't know. No, I don't see it. No, not that type of backer. He's not that type of backer. Like, I know Quan Alexander, everybody's like bringing him back, and I get it, and because he's like that standout line, but when he moves, he's like,
right.
But he made some mistakes. Like he
that Eagle game, bro.
Hey, listen, and there were a couple other times he misses some gaps, and and he just does. He misses some gaps. Like,
because he reads it wrong. It's so funny because when we were talking to Greg, he was talking about Jared Cook. Greg was like not a fan of Quan. And right. He was like, just wait. He's like, something's going to happen and he's going to make like a big mistake in a big game. And then he completely fucking took the wrong hole and was not in the right hole against the Eagles game that led to that long Miles Sanders touchdown.
But Greg underestimates how the terrible linebackers.
Yes.
Yes. So just for us having another linebacker that could the little swing pass,
bruh. It was beautiful, bruh.
And a linebacker that could actually get there and make the tackle. It was like, oh,
like tears of joy, bruh. Tears of joy.
Oh yeah, I get it. He did bust some runs. I put some runs, but man, look.
We done seen busted runs, but like,
right. Sorry, man. Give me some speed on defense, man. Give me some
please. Huh? And I feel like is our defense going to take like a step back in terms of speed this year?
Where's the speed at?
We got all this power, we got all this girth, but like. No, bro.
Where is that speed demon? You know what I'm saying? I mean, DeMario is third. Hey, let's go.
That's it.
Go Big Creek. Hey, look, I will say this, man. The defensive line, there is a nice rotation there. Like, there's some questions at defensive tackle.
Yes.
But there's a rotation, bro. Like, there's a lot of players there, and Ryan Nielsen has been able to get a lot out of a little. So, the defensive line, bro, if you can keep your defensive line fresh and rolling, that wins games.
It does. And let's be real, like, with the secondary, like, we don't know who's going to play cornerback too, bro. Like, we don't need it.
Don't need it, man. Gonna need it. I just always go back to that second Tampa big game, bro.
Oh.
Dennis Allen put the onus on the D line and said, "You got to get to Tom Brady and bring it."
It was the highlight of the season.
Highlight of the season.
Like, we was fucking hurt post game pressure, bro. Still, I might be wrong, but I still think that's like our best episode.
Oh, it's the most downloads we ever had.
Yes.
Most downloads.
Yes.
It was number one.
Let's finish this off. We try not to have this be a super long episode. Let's talk about Jameis, bruh. Like,
Let's talk about him.
Can we stop pretending like there's going to be a quarterback competition? Like, can we stop this?
Come on, bro.
Tired of it, bro.
Like, players talk about him like he already started. Like,
right? And, like, here's the thing. Like, Sean Payton's never had to deal with this, right? There's never been a quarterback controversy. Like, I mean, maybe when Drew got hurt and then he played Taysom, so everyone's surprised because he promised Taysom that he would in the offseason. Dumb. Dumb. This is why Sean never going to come on the pod, bro. Like, Sean probably hates me. That said, like, players talk to him with such reverence. Like, they buy in to, like, whatever his energy, his habits, his leadership, like, they buy in completely. And I just think that's crucial, man. Like, this team is still, like, yes, there are older players on the team, but, like, it's still a youngish team. And Jameis is able to connect with them.
Yeah. You can't take that away, man. And they know. I mean, they saw him at Florida State. They know he is a talented quarterback. You know, they know he's a goofball too. Like, they know that. You know, so but I think for them, I mean, players know, bro. Like, they can look at Taysom and know who's the best quarterback. They can look at Taysom and Jameis. They know who needs to win. You know what I'm saying? And for him, this offseason to pay for Traquan and all the wide receivers to come down and with him and work out with him and all that stuff and show that leadership, bro. Like, that shit goes so far for the players, man.
Huge, man.
Like, it's not even a question. It's not even a question. He's not getting paid. He made $1 million last year. He's gonna make about $1 million or $2 million this year.
Not like you.
Maybe more if he hits his incentives or whatever. But still, yeah. But it's like it's no question to me. Like, Sean Payton can do all that, both these guys shit all summer. Like, but something's really wrong if he goes to Taysom. Like, something really wrong. And I like Taysom. Love Taysom. I love how they built him up. He's not a starting quarterback, which is fine. He's never been.
Could be give you some spot starts and win you some games with a good game plan and a good defense, but, like, he is not a starting quarterback.
Right. And that's fine. Like, that is fine. He's going to have a nice career in this league, hopefully with the Saints. But, as far as, like, this year, like, it got to be Jameis. With no question.
And I think you got to see what you have in Jameis, right? Because as much as we say, what if, and it's a big what if, but what if Jameis just comes in and just balls, bruh? Like, balls.
It's unlikely, but it's a possibility.
It's not impossible, bruh. Not impossible.
And it's not like it's like, oh, it's out of this realm. I mean, look at Tannehill, man.
Yep.
Look at Tannehill. I mean, he was different from Jameis, but he was a mediocre quarterback, for years, and they were able to unlock. And the last 2 years, he's been statistically a top 5 quarterback. I mean, statistically, he's been better than Patrick Mahomes in a lot of areas. No, I'm not saying he's better than Patrick Mahomes. Of course, we know that. But just statistically, they've been able to get that production out of him. So that's how I look at Jameis. If we could get top 10 production out of Jameis, touchdowns, yards, percentage, game management. Game management is going to be the key for him. Like, playing well in the third and fourth quarter towards the end of the game. That's going to be fun. I'm not worried about him being able to throw touchdowns and get the passes to the wide receivers. I'm not worried about that. I want to see him execute the game plan and play smart late in the game when we need him to. Like, that's going to be the ultimate test for him. And so we'll see. Like, I don't know. We'll see. That's where the coaching comes into play. That's where his mental aspect. he's said everything perfect. Like he's been speaking perfectly. And that's fine, but we got to see it. Just like 2-1. It's like we got to see it. And, but it's huge for him, man. Like he said himself, he didn't get hardly any reps last year. Came in, got a couple reps during training camp, but for the whole year, he didn't get passing reps. Like it was Taysom and Drew.
That's wild.
You know, he do some spot, scout team shit. You know, get a few passes here and there when Drew was down, but that was it, man. Like, so this year it's time for him to just take it. I want to see him take it. I want to see
early, bro, like early training camp.
Early training camp, like second preseason game where they just like, okay, Jameis got this shit. He got it. This his. You know? Like I mean, Sean Payton could fight around and all that shit, but I want it to be visually clear that that's the direction they're moving in.
Let's talk about what Trayvon did say, you know, about like scramble drills and bruh. Woo! Been a while, bruh.
It's one I've been thinking about all year, man. Like, even if like Jameis isn't great, I'm like, he's gonna unlock some potential in Trayvon and a lot of other players, man. Because you gotta understand it with Drew. I tweeted earlier, it's like them motherfuckers had to do calculus to run routes. It's like, okay, you know, if the safety moves 5 yards this way, and the cornerback has this leverage. I read the line. If the linebacker drops this way, I move this way, and it'll do this way. And then if you do something wrong, the pass goes over your head. Drew Brees looking at you with them eyes, like, you know, his hand on his hips, like, damn. Like, everything had to be so perfect, man. It was so frustrating. And it's because, you know, Drew Brees had reached a point where he was limited physically. You know, whether there's injury or age, he was limited. But Jameis telling Trayvon, like, look, man, if the look ain't there early, just keep running. Just keep running, I'll hit you. Man, none of our wide receivers heard that shit ever.
Bro, they probably started crying a little bit, bro. Like, shed real tears. Like, what?
So you mean I could just keep running downfield? And you gonna get the ball? Like, I always want to bring Ted back, man.
Bring Brandon Cooks back, bro. Bring him back, bro.
Bring Cooks, bring Ted Ginn back, so they can be like, oh, yes. He can hit me in stride. He can hit me in stride, man. I don't have to stop for the ball.
And it's so funny because I was thinking this last night. I'm like, man, I know I heard that like the Bears are trying to fucking trade Anthony Miller. Like, can we get Anthony Miller? Can we get
something, man?
Something, bro.
Jets trying to get rid of James Crowder?
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure he's gonna get cut.
Yeah.
It's funny too, because Jameson Crowder strikes me like if Drew was here, like
bro, that was just like, come on now. He would love Crowder.
Love him. Like, Jameis seems like he just gonna throw that bitch, just chunk it.
Yeah. I want another big one. I mean, it might be Callaway. Callaway might be that guy, but I just want a big wide receiver. You know, I would have loved Julio. I just knew Julio would never in a million years would Falcons trade Julio to the Saints. So I didn't even think about it.
Here's a question, and I know it wouldn't have happened either. But let's in crazy world say that the Saints could financially have pulled it off. Would you have given a first for Julio?
Obviously, like I wouldn't even think about that.
Yeah.
The question is, would you give 2 firsts? That's what it would have took. That's what it would have took for the Falcons to do it.
Yeah, I think
first. But one first round pick, fucking right, take that shit. Like,
bye.
Like take that shit. We spent the first round pick on Ceasar Ruiz.
Come on, bro. Let's talk about him, bro. His presser was yesterday, and I listened and watched a little of it, and I just left it just annoyed, bro. Like we really drafted a center who played majority he's a center, and then like he's now a guard.
Hold on. Before you even talk about them, you got to say 2018, the Saints moved up in the second round to draft Eric McCoy, targeted the best center in the draft, took him, and he started every game that season and played well, and has played well since. Like you had your guard,
a top 6-ish center in the league.
You got your guard. You know how they always say on the draft talk shows, they're like, yo, you sign him and you let him play for the next 10 years. Like that's what Eric McCoy is. You got your center for the next 10 years. Don't have to think about it. You know what I'm saying? Just pay the man and you keep on rolling. But then you draft another one. It was like, huh?
What? Come on, bro. Come on, man. Make it make sense. And then, like, their thought process had to be, we're gonna put, like, you know, in a coach. Obviously, they weren't, you know, COVID happened, whatever. But their thought process had to be, well, we're gonna move Ruiz to center, put McCoy at guard, and shit, now we got a stew, baby. Now we cooking.
That had to be it. But it's
that had to be
why?
it.
Why was that the thought?
I don't know, bro. Sean Payton, if you want to come on the show.
Like I can see if Eric McCoy was this like 4-year starting guard in college and we forced him into being a center like that first year. It's like, okay, I get it, I guess. But he was a center. Like I don't know. It's like Eric McCoy is a center. Yes, he has the body type that could possibly play guard, but you're creating like disruption at 2 positions for no reason. Like
no reason, bruh. No reason. I feel like I'm going. But anyway, but like so he came out and said it like he's focused on guard. Like he is a guard, exactly. and it's like, all right, you're a guard though. You know, you've been training as a guard. You know, focus on the guard. And it's like he has to work out, bro.
Yeah. At least he has clarity, though. At least he has clarity, and that's the position you're working on. That's the one you're going to practice at. That's the one you're going to study. Like, you are a guard. You have to learn how to handle those stunts and all that shit. That's going to be your job. So, you know, at least he has that clarity versus last season where we were trying to figure it out. But it goes back to, like, what they always say when they draft players, we have a vision for this player. I don't want to hear that shit ever again, man. Like, that's bullshit. Y'all ain't got. Or if you do have a vision, your vision is fucked. Like you
need some glasses, nigga.
Glasses, bro. Because why am I questioning this shit? I'm just a dude on the internet, just a regular old fan. Like, why is it occurring to me that these questions? Is anybody in the building asking these same questions? That's what I want to know. Like, do they have 1 or 2 people that are asking the same questions that me and you are asking?
Like a contrarian, like
just
someone who has the balls that can be like, you know what, guys? I don't know if this makes sense.
Bro, and, you know, it's starting to, just thinking about that, I think that's the issue. I think there might be too many yes men.
Yes men. Mm-hmm.
Like nobody's saying, Sean, what the fuck are you talking about? We got Eric McCoy. Like why are we looking at this? Like,
yeah, Sean, that sounds like a great idea. Yeah, that sounds great. So like, right. We'll just move McCoy to guard and put some Ruiz at center, and our offensive line is going to be solidified. Why didn't we think of this earlier, John? What?
It makes so much sense because I mean we know how Sean is. We know how he is. We had Ramon on here. He talked about Sean Payton calling him 6 a.m. Oh, we can't tell that story. That was offline. Oh, never mind. Never mind. But we've heard how Sean Payton is. Put it like that. And Sean Payton, like, if you watch pressers, I'm not saying he got the media spooked, but
no, don't bullshit that. He does, bro. He does.
He has his way,
and that's why I always give props to either Catherine or Triplet when they ask questions. Because I already know what the response from Sean's going to be, but like I give them props on Twitter and be like, thank you for fucking asking that.
Especially Cat, because Cat be like, I'm just going to ask this shit. I know he ain't going to tell me shit, but Cat be like, I'm going to ask it. And Mike is really good at taking this kind of diplomatic approach.
Yes.
Where he'll get the answer out of you because he's so diplomatic about it. He like, Oh shucks, let me just tell Mike this shit. Fuck you. But you're right, man. So I imagine he's the same way in the building, man. And so they just like, yeah, man, whatever coach say, man, we need a fucking other center. Shit, let's go.
2 centers? Like, shit, we about to revolutionize the league. Shit.
No yes man, man. You know, I don't know. Bring Joe Vitt back. I don't know. Don't do that. Never mind.
All right, buddy. But can you stop? Oh my god. Sorry to the listeners. This is me dealing with a new kitty.
Mine acting up too, but I don't feel bad.
But I mean, I'm pretty sure like that. I mean, that's all that's happened. Yeah. But we just wanted to kind of recap what's been said in these pressers. You know, the Drake Kirkpatrick news, just something to talk about. And I wouldn't be surprised, bro, because I sent it to you earlier. So the 49ers were doing like OTAs or whatever, and they had a player tear an ACL and a torn Achilles the exact same day. And Kyle Shanahan came out today and said, no more OTAs and minicamp is canceled. Like,
we done. I've seen enough. Done. So hey, listen, I respect Sean. I respect that shit, bro. Like, what's the point? I mean, look, you're barely learning anything from this shit. Do your little Zooms and your little in-school work. That's all we need, man. Figure that shit out in training camp, you know?
Dude, I feel like I want to hit on this and then we'll go. Can we talk about Montez Sweat's comments today, bro?
Man, listen. Just got some... What did he say, bro?
Bro, the Washington football team, who usually should not get credit for anything about how they run shit at that organization, brought in a COVID vaccine experts, Ryan. Experts to educate the team on COVID. And Montez Sweat, defensive tackle, edge rusher for the Washington football team. I'm going to read it verbatim what he said. He said, here it is. I'm not a fan of it at all. I won't get vaccinated until I get more vax. So then the, beat reporter, asked him why he was hesitant. I haven't caught COVID yet, so I don't see me treating COVID. So I don't see me treating COVID until I actually get COVID.
Oh man, it's like,
come on, bro.
These really some dumb man.
Come on, bro.
They ain't that dumb. Like, look, I was saying earlier, I was talking about coworkers. I was like, just throw the fucking, like, what you feel about COVID out of it. Throw that up, because these are young NFL players. They feel invincible. It's like, what the fuck am I gonna put something in my body for? And throw out that that you might affect other people. Throw that out too, because pretty much everybody's has some kind of selfishness. But like, just think about, like, if you don't have a vaccine in the NFL, I mean, you got to abide by the COVID protocols, so you could not play. Like, you got to get your tests every other day and all that shit. You could pop up on there and not play. And if you pop up, that means your other players that aren't vaccinated also, they won't play either. Like, it's going to cause a whole mess for you.
It's the whole Broncos situation from last season.
For no reason.
None, bro. Can you imagine if this season, if something like that happened again in the league, like the Broncos quarterback situation or the Saints running back situation, when there's a vaccine out, I am clowning everybody. Everybody, bro. Like, imagine you being a fan. I don't know. Let's pick. I don't know. What strikes me as the Bills, right? Because that's already been a thing. that like Cole Beasley, Josh Allen, surprise.
Shocker.
Right. Shocked. So could you imagine like if it's a game where like, I don't know, like an important game in the AFC where like they are fighting for like the number 1 seed, the number 2 seed, and something fucking happened where like Cole Beasley, who isn't vaccinated, was around someone and the entire wide receiver room's out, bruh.
For no reason. Like, I guess what I keep going back, like, for no reason. Oh, my God. It's like, man, come on, bro. Like, we got to smarten up, man. We got to smarten up.
Something, I think Florio may have reported it, like something along the lines of like coaches, like assistant coaches who aren't vaccinated, like they have a certain status that they'll lose. So like they can't even work with the players like on the field. Like it's all done virtually if they lose like their tier 1 status and they go to tier 2, or maybe it's the opposite way around. I don't fucking know. Like, just dumb, bruh. Just dumb. Like, do people
give me a reason? Like, give me a real reason. Like, okay, I have these, I have these side effects with drugs. I took a vaccine before. I had this issue. Like, give me something that I can be like, okay, like I can understand why you wouldn't take a vaccine. But just because, like, they not even give me reasons. It's just like, man, I don't know, bro. Like, I don't trust that shit, yo. I don't trust that shit.
Like, do people not, like, get, like, the reason why shit is slowly opening up more?
Right.
Like, we're almost back to a regular type of life of living as regular as it's ever going to be because there's a vaccine that works? Like, I don't know, bro. I can't. It hurts my head, bro.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting how that dynamic plays out.
It is, bro. It is. Because I don't know why. I don't know why. And the NFL, I want to say they handled it as best they could last year to the degree they did. But then I think about the whole Titan situation where like got COVID and then they were doing their own shit while they had COVID. And the NFL was like, oh, the Titans didn't do anything wrong. Like, oh, suck my fucking dick. Anyway, but if a team fucks like one of their position groups out because of this shit, clowning. I will clown. I don't want to hear from the fans of the team. I don't nothing. Like, you can't say shit. Can't say it. Can't do it.
Can't do it. I don't want to hear it.
All right. So we covered it all. If the Saints sign somebody that play cornerback, our plan is to have like a Davenport player where we go through the game pass, break down the player. Ryan and I will, each watch some games on set player. And then we'll do like an episode on what we saw from the game pass. But they just got to fucking sign somebody, bro. Like,
yeah. Because other than that, that's it, man. Like, after tomorrow, this little quote-unquote minicamp is over. And this is it for the next month and a half, bro.
Tumbleweeds, bro.
Tumbleweeds. No. We'll be talking about Aaron Rodgers and shit like that.
Better get our non-football fucking topics on, bro, because it's gonna be what did Bain say? We'll be
both these guys. Yeah, well, hey, yeah, look, y'all send in suggestions. Anything y'all want us to talk about? Look, I can talk about anything, man.
Anything, bro. We will need it.
We'll need it. We will need it.
So speaking of said topic, so my goal was to get out the tumblers to Rod and to David like last week or so, but work and shit's been busy. But they will be going out probably next week. I feel like Ryan, but they should be going.
He ain't no better than me, bro.
None, bro. No. They will be going out next week, though. And so just when you guys get them, just put it on internet, just mention us and everything. But thank you guys as well for being, supporters and Patreons. And like anyone who is a Patreon subscriber, let us know what you want from this podcast, where you feel like at the end of the day, like you who are people who are our subscribers, like you're donating and giving us hard-earned money for our show. And we want this show to be good. And we're doing this for you, and we're doing this because we're fans. So however you think of what you may need to, we are open to suggestions. We are not closed-minded. Twitter, DM us. It does not matter. DM us, email, give us suggestions of what you want to hear or whatever, so we can start doing it. If you are a subscriber, if you're trying to become a subscriber, it doesn't matter. Like we just want to hear it. Because at the end of the day, we're doing this for the fans. We're doing this for the people that support us. So I think that's it. We're gonna get out of here. Hopefully, we can have more likely we're gonna have a non Saints episode here pretty soon. But with that, we're gonna get out of here. We're out.
Peace.
Hey y'all, Darius Rucker here. A lot of people ask me, what inspires your music? And one of the big things is a strong sense of place. That's why I love my home state of South Carolina and want to share the awesome things it has to offer. From the beautiful mountains down to the sunny coast, it's got it all. Not to mention two of my personal favorites, great golf and amazing food. Come see why I love this place. Visit discoversouthcarolina.com.